Here we are live. Hopefully, this is a good transmission of the airwaves. Please let me know if this is coming through in good condition. I'm using Wi-Fi over here where I'm located. Um, so hopefully, truck going by. I got a thumbs up, but nobody watching. It's a good ratio. Very good ratio. All right, let me get my video going here so I can monitor the comments. It's a little late today, but I just left work. I left work at 7:30, and then I drove about an hour and a half to Pennsylvania, and uh, and that's why I'm doing this a little bit late. And yeah, I still haven't eaten dinner. Probably not gonna eat dinner. It's already too late. But please let me know how this is coming um, through. Is it? Um, I can't talk. I'm tired. Um, I don't know how to say it. How do you say? Let me know if the connection is clear. There you go. So easy to say it and so complicated to come out. All right, my video. Where's my videos? Where can I get my videos with this thing? Okay, here we go. I see some comments there, but I. Okay, here we go. I see some comments there, but I. How are you? Here we go. I see some comments there, but I. How are you? I'm doing good, and yourself? How are you? I'm doing good, and yourself? Teresa, hi from Chicago. Hi, Teresa. Hi from Pennsylvania. Move my bag out of the way. It's bugging me. Shelia. Hello, Lewis. Hi, Shelia. And glad to be at work. Teresa, I'm not glad. I'm glad to be at work. I never said that. I never said that. Granny, just Florida. Granny is in Florida. Probably hot. Over here tomorrow, it's going to be 100, or at least where I was working an hour and a half from here, 106 tomorrow. So glad I'm not working. I've been working 12 hours a day, 7 days a week. So tomorrow is the first day off that I've had in a couple weeks. So the GoFundMe is good, but it's just so many hours. I leave work, I go take a shower, I eat something, or I eat something and take a shower. Before I know it, it's 9:30, 10 o'clock. I go to sleep, get up at 4:30 in the morning, make breakfast, talk to Hush Hush Bush Mush, and time to go to work. And it's just like that. But I'm glad to have the day off tomorrow, and now we're going to be working 6 days a week, 10 hours a day. So it gives me a couple more hours a day, gives me Sundays off. So it's all good. It really sucks that Portugal lost. Yeah, you know what? I'm not going to sleep. I'm not going to sleep. I will sleep. I'm not going to lose any sleep over it. I was listening to the game at work with my earmuffs on, and because I had my work glasses on and the things over my ears, after a few minutes, my ears start hurting because of the earmuffs put pressure on the sunglasses. So, you know what? They lost. I don't have to wear that thing anymore. I'm not going to be in pain for 2 hours. So, there you go. I have a great connection. Cool. Actually, this place over here, every time I connect, I had to. It was only good for like 45 minutes, and then it would kick you out, and you had to reconnect. And when you first connect, every time you connected, you had to go and agree to stuff, and then today I'm waiting for that thing to pop up because I connected with my Jeff Attack. I'm waiting for, and it wasn't doing. I'm like, stupid phone is not working right again. Well, it wasn't the stupid phone. I didn't apologize. I should apologize to Buddy, but it was direct connection. I guess they changed something. I don't know. So hopefully I won't lose. If I lose, if I lose you in about 45 minutes, it's because I have to reconnect. Hopefully that's not going to happen. Fruge says hello. Hello, Fruge. Frudge. I can never spell your name. Quentin. But a Frudge, I can never say it. Mike says, yo, a man of few words. Yo, Mike. Mike is he's a Canuck. That's why he's a man of few words. Granny says it's 90s in Florida. Yeah, it's going to be 106. I don't know up here in Pennsylvania, but uh, where I was working, 106 tomorrow, give or take. Ed says, what the heck, no notice? Well, I told you I would be doing it around 9 o'clock, so it's 10 o'clock. I was still driving it, it's not like I can just stop and do this. I have to get up here, I got my mail, and then I had to find a place with Wi-Fi, so it takes time. And I just left work. I mean, 7:30 I left work. It's not like I'm just sitting in a van twiddling my fingers all day long, my thumbs. I'm not ignoring you, Ed. Just relax. Not ignoring anybody. Teresa, have you seen your kids? Of course I've seen my kids. I've seen the kids. Those videos, the videos are delayed because I did a lot of videos for Lydia's camper, and now I have my other videos coming out. So things are delayed, but it is what it is. And Granny is asking, what kind of work do I do? Obviously, Granny, you haven't seen my videos. Because if you had, you would know that I work in construction. Just look at my older videos and you see me working with the machines and all that. If you go to the 2017 vlog or 2016 vlog, you'll see those videos. Just scroll down through the thing, you'll see maybe some of them I put them on a thumbnail, so you'll be able to see that. The Urban Stealth Camper Van Man says, hi all. Hi Urban Stealth Camper Van Man. Didn't I already say to you that that's a very long name? I'm not putting you down. I'm bringing you up. It's a long name. Urban Stealth Camper Van Man. Urban Stealth Van Man. How about just it's your name. I'm just teasing you. I'm just kidding. Jim. Jim says, "Hey, how you doing, Jim? How's Florida? Hot? So's New Jersey." Okay, Quentin says it's spelled his name is spelled Frusha. Okay, Quentin is that your real name? Is that the last name? Frusha? That I mispronounced as Fruge? So I'll try to remember that. Frusha. Quentin Frusha. Relatively nomadic. When are you upgrading to a high top? Not anytime soon. I would love to have a high top, like my friend Bob, and I met another fella at a Planet Fitness. I went to take a shower and I saw a van there. I almost thought it was Bob stalking me. Same New York plates and everything, same type of van. But then I realized, no, it's not Bob. And then after I took a shower, I stopped by and I said hi, and then we talked for a couple hours, and he's doing a build and all that. So I didn't film anything, but uh, I'm not upgrading to a high top anytime soon. I put a lot of work into my van. I wish I had a high top. I wish I could stand up, but I'm not. I'm not going to get a high top. The Urban Stealth Campervan Man. Mid-90s in London, UK. Too hot for me. Well, it's what happens in summertime. But just watch for the news, because if it goes into the 90s for a couple days in a row, they're gonna have emergency warnings, and the Weather Channel, emergency warning, warning! It's summer and it's hot. Oh, that's what happens in the summer. It's hot in the summer. Anyway, um, Anne Marie says hi, Lewis. Hi, Anne Marie. Ed is chanting, "We want new videos." You getting new videos? What are you complaining at? You keep getting new videos. Um, I'm making them as fast as I. Well, when I say I mean everybody knows who I mean. Granny says, "Honey, I'm new." In regards to not knowing what I do for a living. Just because you're new to the channel, Granny, doesn't mean that you can't scroll through the videos or go to the beginning and spend a whole week or two watching all the videos from beginning to end. Uh, yeah, just kidding. But you could scroll through the videos and you'll see, you know, go further into the past, and you'll see um, things that I might say today that come from the past, stuff that I do, and stuff like that. Maggie Maggie Moreno says hi. Hi, Maggie. Urban for short. The Urban Style Campervan Man says Urban for short. All right, Urban. That's much easier. Madeline, Lewis, this is a sad way to enjoy a Saturday night. Um, well, I mean, it's why is it a sad day? I'm keeping you company. You're keeping me company. It's not sad for me. I'm not sad. You shouldn't be sad. Judy, tongue twister. Sometimes I have those. Tony says hi, Lewis. How you doing, Tony? Marie Olette. What's up with Lydia? Taking how many months away? I work full time, so I have to come to New Jersey to work, and in December I'll be heading down south again, and then maybe from there, maybe we'll go out west for a while. So we'll see what happens. But I'll be up here until December, and that's just the way it is. So, Maggie Marine, do you park it at work? No, I don't park it at work. My last job the last company I was working for, a company I worked for. I'm no longer with the same company that I was with for 7 years. That company, towards the end, this past year, I did park at work a few times because I could. There was a lot of vehicles there, and I just figured one day I was tired. I'm like, you know what? I'm not going to leave here. I'll just stay here, and I was fine. But usually I try to find a place to park close to work. If I have to drive more than 10 miles, I'm like, this is why I got a van. I got a van to park close to work. So I like it when I'm just like 3 miles, 4 miles from work. It's perfect, you know. The least I have to drive, the better. Um, Rustiva14 says, "Hello, Lewis. This is Mike from Tennessee. If you came up I-65 to Nashville, you came right by me." Well, Mike, you should have said something. I met Don in Tennessee, a few miles from Nashville, and then I did go to Nashville, and you could have said something, Mike. Mike Brown says, "Hi, y'all." Hi, Mike. Agnes E. Mililani Maukiesling. Are you still there? Yes, I'm still here. How? Yep, still here. And Mike in Canada says it's 80s here and the snow is melting. Well, Mike, you can keep all the snow. We Americans give you all the snow. You can keep it all. Okay, so Quentin's still going with the fruge. Now it says it's fruge is fruge. Quentin, you are confusing me. That's all I'm telling you. Frank Dietz, do you get tired of bending over in your van? Do you see me bending over? I'm not bending over. The only time I bend over is to go across this door to the front and from the front to the back. Once I come here, I sit, I lay, that's it. I wish I had a high top. I could stand up and walk a few steps back and forth, prepare my meals standing up, do all those things standing up. But I don't have a high top van. This is what I have. I love it. And in the future, maybe I'll get something different. For now, this is going to do. I mean, this is what I got, and I love it. It's very stealthy, though. It's much stealthier than a high top van. People see a high top van, and I see the way people look at them, and they look at them. You know, they do a double take, and when they see my van, it's just a work van to them. Granny says, "Be nicer." Granny, you retracted your message, but I read it before you did that. I'm always nice, Granny. I'm just teasing you, whatever I said. I don't even know what I said, see? I'm just teasing you. Mike Brown says, "Happy 4th of July coming up." Thank you, Mike. I don't know why I have these on. It's dark over here. I'm like, what the heck do I have on my head? Happy 4th of July, everybody. It's coming up. Agnes asks, "What kind of work are you doing?" I do the same kind of work I do all the time. I work with heavy equipment, construction equipment. Right now, we are working. The company that I'm working with is digging holes in the ground, and then we covering them back up, and then we dig them up again, and then no, it's we are digging for utilities, putting. We dig, and then the electricians go in there and they put their pipe in, and then we cover the pipe with sand, and then put electrical tape over it, and then electrical warning tape, and then put some stone on top, compact, put more stone, compact. It's just stuff like that. You know, it pays the bills. They want me to dig holes, I dig holes. That's all I can tell you. Jeffrey Sandler says, "Hi, Lewis." Hi, Jeffrey. How you doing? Agnes says the connection is good. Cool. I'm on Wi-Fi. No reason. I'm using my Jeff Attack. You probably can't see it. It's the button to turn it off. I can't say anything. I already said too much. Just trust me, you will see everything, but I don't want to say too much. Norton Lewis, what are you doing for the 4th? Probably not much. Probably, to tell you the truth, I'm having a meeting with Spielberger. We're probably going to do some editing because for the past 2 weeks I've been working 12 hours a day, 7 days a week, and I haven't had much time to do any editing. So I'm going to take advantage and do some editing so that you can see some of the videos that I have coming up. I did a tremendous. It's a game changer. I don't particularly like that word game changer. It can, I don't know. I just don't particularly like it. But in this case, for someone like me living in a van, it is a game changer. The stuff that I did, the upgrades that I did, it makes life much more comfortable. It makes doing certain things much better. So those videos will be coming up. I know I promised them at the beginning of this past week, but I've been working and I can't change that. So I will try to bring some videos hopefully tomorrow evening or Monday, and then I'm going to have the whole series of the upgrades that I did to my van. So if you want to learn about solar and upgrading stuff, then tune in. That's what I'm going to have for a while. If you don't like that, I'm sorry. You wait a week or two or three and then come back. But you know me, I don't have just one thing. I talk about the solar stuff, the upgrades that I did, but I also go into other stuff. So it's a little bit of everything. Agnes says or asks, looks like you have been very busy. Are you doing a contract job? That's why you will be busy for a few months. Oh, sorry, you have to work. I gotta turn the fan on. Sorry if it makes a little bit of noise. Um, I don't have a contract job. I work for whatever company I work for, and when the job is over, if they lay me off, I go somewhere else. So, um, but I don't. I personally don't have a contract job. No. Who sent me $10? Somebody sent me $10. It doesn't say anything. It just says as a P, $10. Thank you very much. You don't have to do that, but thank you very much. I can go get some Timmy's tomorrow. Oh, darn it. I don't have any Timmy's near me. Ah. What was I here? Um, Tony asks, did you make your new secret cooling unit? I have not. Actually, I should have done that because when I came back to Jersey, I went to work for a company and I was just working 8 hours a day. And I did that for 2 weeks. So I had the time to do that. And I'm like, oh, it's not hot enough yet. I'm fine. And it was beautiful weather. I was so comfortable in here. And then all of a sudden, just just like that, it gets hot. And I'm like, why didn't I do this before? But it's another thing that I'm going to try to make tomorrow. I'm giving myself a lot of things to do tomorrow, but I should do that. And when I do it, I will, of course, film everything. You may not see it for a while because I want to put things in order, but it'll be coming up. I will need that unit. It's going to get hot. It's going to be hot for the next 3 months, so I need to have it. and you'll be able to see what I did. So it just might take a while. Thank you again for the $10. I don't know who you are. You didn't leave a comment. Just says P on the icon. I don't know who you are. Thank you. Agnes says she just saw, I think a bug bit me. Stupid bugs. I was driving up here and all of a sudden I must have hit a million bugs and they're all hitting my windshield. Like, what the heck happened? I had to turn the wipers on, all these bugs hitting the windshield. Um, Agnes, I just saw the video of you and Lydia. So sad to see you two having to part, but maybe you need to make money to live on. Yes, I have commitments. I pay child support to my kids, so or for my kids. So I have to keep those obligations going. So I do have to work a certain amount of time every year. Um, I never took a vacation until 2016. I would work all through the winter if they had work. But then I'm living in a van. I'm like, why do I have to stay here when it's 30 below zero? I know I have my Webasto. I can have heat, but it's just miserable. I now I take a few months off and come back, go at it, and then by December I'm done. I'm tired of it. So Madeline says, Lewis, you are a hoot. Keep us laughing. What did I say? Did I say something funny? I don't remember. Little of this, little of that. Hi yes. Hi yes. Hiya. Howdy. Agnes is in Maui. I did have a feeling that you were somewhere over there. What does Mililani Mau Kiesling mean? Is that your name, or is this it just means something in Hawaiian? Just curious. What kind of phone do I use? I have two iPhones. This is the 6 and that's the 7. Oh, that was Quentin. Quentin, I just scrolled. Quentin, I just scrolled. Come on, focus. Come on. Darn it. No, come on. I just scrolled down, and I just saw that it was Quentin. Quentin is very nice. He keeps. I don't want to say anything, but Quentin has been very generous, and I appreciate it. You don't have to do that. I've told you that you don't have to do it, but thank you. And how did I know it was for Timmy's? I said it before I even read that. He says, "Get yourself some Timmy's." I would, but I don't have a Timmy's near me, so darn it. Good night, Granny. Granny needs to go to bed. Is one of my eyes swollen? No. Is one of my eyes swollen? I don't think so. Maybe from the heat. Ivy 12. Are you and Lydia exclusively only dating each other? Of course. I don't date multiple people, neither does Lydia. So that would not be right. That would not be fair, and it would not be appropriate. So um, just Lydia, and hopefully it's just me with Lydia. So I say that joking because I'm 100% sure that it's the case. So Dennis Garcia says, "What's up? Just got here. How you doing, Dennis? Welcome to the show, live from Pennsylvania." I am lagging in the comments, but I'm catching up. I'm catching up. Jacob Lammers, how many watts of solar do you have? I have 325 watts, one panel from Kyocera. And I've reached the end of the comments. And now that I've reached the end, nobody's commenting. So I will just comment on my own. It's pretty hot right now. It's 83 in the van. It's humid. It's a little sticky. I don't want to have my vent running too loudly. How's the sound? Because the uh, the vent is running, and I just can't help it. But of course, if I have my new AC type of system that I have to build, I will be much cooler in here. But I don't have it yet. My fault. I never learn. I think summer will never come, and then summer hits me in the face and says, "Hey, Lewis, did you miss me?" And of course, I tell summer, "No, I did not miss you. I like it warm, but not scalding." You're welcome, Jacob. What didn't I see, Mike? Mike, you're saying I didn't see it. What didn't I see? What are you hiding from me? Ian, Ian, Ethan Flockworth. Hello from Los Angeles. What kind of name is that, Ian? Ethan Luckworth. I'll just call you Ian for short. Tony M, do you recommend the guys from New York, from Avoca, New York, to do my Webesto install? Um, yeah, I would recommend them. I never had an issue with my Webesto. Um, it pumps the fuel, it gets the fuel from the tank properly. It always runs properly. I don't have any issues with that. My issues with them was the way that they try to seal underneath, because instead of cutting 2 or 3 holes, I forget how many it was needed for the device, for the piping, they just cut one big hole, and then they just had all the pipes. Made it easier for them, instead of drilling 2 or 3 holes, little holes, they just drilled one big hole. And then they try to seal it underneath with the butyl tape, which by the time I drove a few miles and looked underneath, it was all peeling off already. It's not meant for that. So, and they didn't tighten the bolts properly. Some of the bolts were loose. So that's a no-no. I had to buy lock washers, a new lock nuts, I believe, and I used that to tighten everything properly. And then I sealed everything properly. And I did my own 12 volt wiring. I told them, You can do the installation with the Webasto, drop the fuel tank, do all that. But the wiring, the electrical wiring, I'll do it myself because I had to come through these cabinets over here, and I didn't want them to make a mess, so I did that myself. Other than that, if you are prepared to just tell them, listen, if you know how to do 12 volt and you don't want them to mess around with your stuff, just tell them that you want to do your 12 volt stuff, and just be prepared to seal it properly underneath, like I did, and be prepared to check the bolts, and be prepared to get some lock nuts and lock washers. That's what I did. I wouldn't just trust a regular nut there and with a regular washer. And once I did that, I never had any issues. It's secure, it's in place, it's sealed tight, it's watertight, and it always works. So would I recommend them? Yes, but just those things that I just said, just keep that in mind and be ready to do them yourself. Scotty Richards Studio, what do you think about converting a box truck into an RV? I think it's fine. I thought of getting a box truck. When I was contemplating getting a van, I looked into the possibility of getting a box truck. And I almost did, but then I started thinking, you know, the places where I have to work and all that, I show up with a box truck, and then I have to live in the area and sleep in the area. I started thinking that a box truck may not be too stealthy for me. So maybe it would have worked. Maybe I would have made it work, because then if that's what I have, then I got to get used to it and make it work, right? But based on where I have to work and stuff, I decided not to do it. But I don't know your circumstances. If you respond, I still have to go through the comments to get to that response. But if you don't have to work like I do full time, it's fine. I mean, it's a wonderful thing. The walls are straight. They're not curvy like my walls here. My walls are curvy. They don't curve in. You have perfectly straight walls. You can stand up. I think it's a great idea. The only thing is, if I bought a box van, I would have bought a box van with barn doors in the back, not the one that rolls up. The one that rolls up, you lose a lot of room on top, and then you can't put stuff in there because, and if you do, you gotta make sure it doesn't hit the door when the door slides open. So if I bought a box van, I would have bought it with barn doors. But I think it's a great idea. You know, it's just like a Class C, but you can make it much better than a Class C. Oh, cool. JP Adventure says we can hear the fan running and it's not that loud. Okay, I don't have it that loud. I have it maybe at 25% here on my thing, and it's a little stuffy, but I'll manage. You know, for you folks, I'll put up with the stuffiness just to bring you great content. Um, I'll let you know when the great content shows up. But so far, I'm doing my best. Thank you, Quentin. Frush, 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 frush. You open the can of worms, buddy. Jeffrey Sandler says it's hot. Sounds good. It's hot. It's just as hot here in Ohio. Ohio, you're not far from here. You know, I'm sure it gets hot there too. It gets hot all across the country. You know, you almost cannot escape the summer unless you go out west, maybe Washington State. Right? It's more or less. What's the right word? Not balanced, but mild. It's mild weather, So, but I don't work in Washington State. I work in New Jersey, New Jersey. Because I work in New Jersey, I have to be in New Jersey. Stephanie Pooch. Hello, Lewis. Hi, Stephanie. And you are holding a big dog. Cool. Mike Brown. Remember when you woke up to snow, Lewis? A long time ago. You mean just before I went to Florida? I woke up. Yeah, I remember that. And well, I was gonna say, I was already gonna say too much. I opened my mouth, and I gotta remember that you haven't seen videos, you haven't seen stuff that I've done. I can't open my mouth too much. I can't say stuff. So you have to wait and see stuff that I've done. But I do remember that my tires were very poor, and yeah, that's. Oh, but for some of you that are on my Facebook, you already know what happened. So keep your. Little this, little that says it was 100 degrees here today. I don't remember where here is, but that's hot. Uh, it's going to be hot over here too, probably in the hundreds. Forrest says, "Hi Lewis, hope you have a good night." I hope I have a good night too. Right now it's 10:53. It's hot, it's humid, but once I have the fan on high, I should be okay. And what I do, and I do this, until I have my AC unit going in here. And I think once I have my air condition going in here that I'm going to build, then I think I might close my fantastic vent, because I'm hoping that my AC unit will keep my whole van cool, even cold. So all I'm going to leave open is these two vents. I'm going to leave those two open, close this one. If it doesn't work, then I'll have to open it. But for now, because I don't have that, what I do, I have a curtain over here. I have it's a, what do you call it? My brain is frozen. It's a heat blocker. It's a heat blocker. It's a light blocker and a heat blocker. That's all I got. I can't remember anything else. But I have it on a rod, on a curtain rod, and I put it right over here. Okay, stretching from this wall to this wall, right next to the ceiling. And then at the bottom here, I have a little room like this much, more or less, between the bed and the curtain. And what that does is it forces the air that comes from these. Oh, wait a minute. Duh. That's why it's stuffy in here. I have that vent running, but these are still closed. Darn it. No wonder I wasn't feeling any cool air. I'm like, wow, it must be really hot air outside, because I don't feel any breeze. Oh, so much better. Duh. You know? Anyway, when the air, even if it's warm air, it comes through these vents, being sucked. The air is being sucked by my fantastic vent. So it comes through these two vents, comes this way, and what the curtain does, instead of the air just flowing this way and out, it forces the air underneath the curtain and through my body, and then up the vent, up and out the vent. So even though it could be 90 plus degrees in the van and outside, that airflow going past me is enough to keep me comfortable and cool. Coolish, because it's in the 90s, sometimes in the hundreds. But I talk too much. Madeline says, "Be careful in not venting the heat." I always do. I've been living in a van for 4.5 years. This is going to be, so my first year in the van was the summer. So summer of 2014, 15, 16, 17, 18. This is my fifth summer. So this is not my first time around. And the trick to staying comfortable is, um, if I leave work early enough, I don't have to come to the van. I just go somewhere where it's cool. I stay there until 9 o'clock or whatever, doing some editing or whatever I have to do, and then I come in the van and go to sleep, and I'm perfectly fine. Dennis Garcia asks, "You going to do any more van builds we can see, or any type projects?" I'm not going to do any van builds anytime soon, unless somebody shows up and they need a little bit of a hand. But it's going to be pretty hard for me to do that since I've been working 12 hours a day, 7 days a week, and now I'm going to be working 10 hours a day, 6 days a week. It doesn't leave a lot of room for anything else. So unfortunately, probably not. I do have my own van upgrades that I just did recently. I'm going to be posting those videos, but I don't have anything else. And it's unless in the future, I can't say in the future. If I'm not working and if somebody needs a hand with something, then I'm more than glad to help if I can. But I have to be at the right place at the right time. John Lamb, how you doing, John? Wow, 2 weeks in a row, I've caught you live. Trust you are well during the heat. Be well. Hey, cool, John. 2 weeks in a row. Who sent me more $10? Who's sending me money? And why only $10? I need $1 million. Listen, folks, if I have $1 million, I will retire from work and I will do videos just full time. Me and Lydia will be traveling all over the place, maybe even get a boat. We do RVing, we do vanning, we do boating. We need $1 million though. So if you have $1 million, go for it. Go for it. Darn it, nobody has $1 million. I knew I should have went a little lower, but darn it. Ed is telling me that I'm mirroring again. Yeah, there's nothing I can do, folks. YouTube must have changed something. I've looked at the settings. There's nothing I can do. There's no settings for me to change. This is my right hand, and for you folks, even for me looking at the screen, it looks like it's my left hand, right? It's not. This is my right hand. This is my left hand. So YouTube has the image flipped around. I don't know why. If you look through my playlist of live videos, it was fine until recently, and then recently it changed. I didn't do any changing. I didn't do nothing. Somebody did something, but it wasn't me. Thanks a lot, Mike. I don't spend a lot of time in front of the mirror. I hardly have any mirrors at all. I only have two. I have another one in here somewhere. Uh, hey, John. John says, take care of yourself in the heat. Good to see you. Thank you, John. I try. I work outside. Sometimes my machines have AC. Sometimes being that cold air. I mean, it's fine, but all the other guys working outside, they don't have AC. So I feel bad, being stuck in there with a. If I'm just doing some project where it's just me, yeah, okay, I'll close the door, close the front windshield, and and I'll have the AC. But when I'm working with other people, I don't like to do that. So, Janice, Lala, hi, I can't hear you. I'm at a festival. Just wanted to pop in and say hi. So give me a peace sign to let me know you said you saw this. Um, I'm not the type of guy to give peace signs, Janice. I don't go around giving peace signs. It's all fine. I'm all for peace. I don't know. I'm not. But hold on. Hold on a second. Hold on one second, Janice. Janice is at a festival. She can't hear. So I'm going to. How do I spell that? There you go, Janice. No peace sign, but I'll say, oh, I can give you a thumbs up. Let me see if I can do. And a thumbs up. It's a thumb. Where's the nail? The nail is right here. All right, it's a thumbs up. I come prepared. All right. Boiler Up 1956. Greetings from Indiana. How you doing, Boiler Up? Uh, you're welcome, Janice. Um, I've been through Indiana, as you probably know. Indiana looks just like Iowa, Ohio, Michigan. A lot of these eastern states, they all look similar. There's some differences, but they all end up looking similar. You want to see difference, you got to go out west. And then once you drive a certain distance, then everything changes. Stephanie Pooch, I don't want I don't even want to hear that word, that white word. It will be here soon enough. I agree, Stephanie. I don't want to see that. Well, I have to say it, otherwise nobody knows what I'm talking about. Snow. Um, it'll be here soon enough, and when it comes, you know what it means? I'm flying from here. Oh, I'm driving, but you know what I mean. Mike Brown, I don't complain about the heat. I spend enough time in dead of winter in my job in Canada. Well, Mike, you are in Canada. You guys don't get a lot of heat to begin with, probably. And I wouldn't blame you if you have to work in the winter in Canada. It can get by Janice. If you have to work there, I mean, I don't blame you for wanting some heat. I don't mind the heat, but when it gets to be very hot and humid, it's it's not it becomes uncomfortable a little bit. But Ivy, what state are you in right now? And are you at a Walmart parking lot? I'm not at a Walmart parking lot, and right now, I'm in Pennsylvania. I'm in Penn's Woods. Kang VBC. You need some Tim Hortons Wake Up Juice. I don't drink coffee all day long. I know some people, like my friend Mark and Mona, all day long they have their coffee mug in their hand. I like a cup of Timmy's in the morning with breakfast. Sometimes when I've worked nights, I would make an extra cup of Timmy's to pour in my thermos, and then I would have that. If I was feeling sleepy, I would have another cup of Timmy's. But I don't drink Timmy's all day long. I like a cup of Timmy's in the morning, nice and hot. That's it. Minivan Mike. Hi Lewis. Hi all. Hi Minivan Mike. Lots of mics here. Every other person is a mic. Stephanie Pooch says those windowless air conditioner work very well. Not sure about power for it though. Yeah, they're 110 volt, and I've looked at them. I thought of having one over here in the corner, and I could put the drip thing right by the step on the side door, and this way it would drip out. And and for the intake, I could put it up here, or for the exhaust, for the I could put it on these vents, but the power consumption is just too much. I can't unless I had I just can't. I mean, it just consumes too much power. Says Mike Brown says Dream sat out, had an accident, and he wrote wrote the truck off. Oh, I'm sorry to find out that he had an accident. That is, that is a fear that I think everybody that lives in a van or a vehicle, and that's their only home. That's a fear. I think we all have a fear of an accident, a fear of a breakdown, fear of the unknown. Where are you going to stay? Where are you going to live? If it's just a repair, I mean, I could rent a van and stay in a van or a car or whatever for a few days. But if it's a total loss, you know, um, I would just have to rent a truck and put everything in a truck, rent a um, storage unit, put everything in a storage unit, look for a new van, and start rebuilding, you know. Patriot 77, Lewis! Patriot 77. John Lamb sent me $10. Buy some Timmy's on me, my old friend. Thank you, John. You don't have to be doing that. Thank you very much. Now I got twice the Timmy's to buy. Cool. But remember, folks, as I said before, I'm looking to retire full time and do filming and all this full time. So if you have $1 million laying around somewhere and it's just in your way and you want to get rid of it, send it this way. Okay, $1 million, nothing less. So I would say anything just between you and me, just in case you have $1 million laying around. That's all. Callie Gideons, let me win the lottery and I'll give you 1 million, maybe. Ah, come on. Seriously? Maybe? John says, Gene and I moving to our van August 29th. Florida heat will be starting to cool some. In August? January? July, August? No, I think it's going to be still hot there in August. I don't know. If you live in Florida, you should know. What do I know? I would think it would still be hot in August. Okay, so John Lamb said something. Mike laughed at Lamb. I have no idea what John said because John deleted his message. So, I don't know. Stephanie Putch says good night to everyone, and Lewis. Have to rise early tomorrow. Good night, Stephanie. I should be going to bed soon myself because I have a lot of things to do tomorrow. And yeah, Yeah. Dennis Garcia says, you look good here, no problems. He said, regarding the transmission, cool, because I'm on Wi-Fi and I don't see any problems on my end. It seems like it's going good. And Mike Brown says, yeah, checks in the mail. Let me know how far it bounces. I'm sure it's going to bounce pretty far if it's $1 million. Robert says hello. How you doing, Robert? And the gatekeeper join us. Evening, Lewis. How you doing, gatekeeper? How's the gate? Still in place? I'm no longer there for you to hold the gate. So feel free to close it. Close it at will, buddy. John K8JGG. Hello from hot and humid Michigan. Is it Michigan? Um, well, same here, buddy. It's hot and humid. It's 84 in the van right now. It says 91% humidity, so it is a little humid. James Grimmett, how's it going, my brother? How you doing, James? It's going good. Lots of work going on. Taking a day off tomorrow and taking advantage to do some stuff. And that's it. And then Monday back to work again. But I can't complain. I have work. Some people don't have work, so I'm not complaining. I would prefer not to be doing this type of work. I would love to be filming full time and doing all that stuff full time, but I can't. So until somebody sends me $1 million, I can't do it. Bye, Janice. Janice had to go probably a while ago. 11:05. So it's now 11:14. So Janice left 10 minutes ago. I'm 10 minutes behind. Melody S. We are in hurricane season here in Texas. And no, we don't want to see another Harvey hit us again. Well, it's sad that um, you are in the hurricane path. Unfortunately, it is what it is. I mean, the hurricanes were already going through there before people moved in. So it's a shame that it happens. Um, Personally, if I could, I would not. I would probably avoid living. If I didn't live in a van, if I had to live in a house somewhere, I would avoid living hurricane in a hurricane path. Then again, where Lydia lives, it could be a hurricane path. I mean, she lives inland a little bit, but if it's a big enough hurricane, um, it could be a problem. So, Gatekeeper is offering me a pink or blue pacifier. I don't care, either or. Benoit Leclerc. Benoit Leclerc. Hi, Lewis. One night I tried to find a job in Florida to stay with Lydia all year round. The jobs in Florida don't pay that much. The job that I do pays a lot more over here than it does in Florida. Plus, in a couple years, I can retire from here. As opposed to Florida, it would be totally different. So, it's not even a question. I mean, I would love, if I could, I would love to do that. But when Lydia and me met, we knew that I had to be up here and she would be down there. So yeah, but things can change. You know, things. Um, yeah. James says, my family and I are headed to Orlando next week. It's going to be cooler than where I live in Ohio. Maybe for a short time. Maybe by the time you get there, maybe it'll be warmer than Ohio. I mean, Orlando, it's much farther south than where you are. So I would just be careful with that. I was in Orlando a few times, but it was winter. It wasn't that hot, but I would be prepared to endure some hot weather. Bob Flemings. Hey Lewis, how how you doing? How you doing? I'm doing good, Bob. How you doing? Um, I'm trying to catch up. If I miss some comments, I apologize. I'm trying to catch up here. Um, David McDowell just sent me some FREE air, uh, my friend. Thank you very much, David. Some FREE air is always appreciated. Thank you very much for that donation. I will be eagerly anticipating that to arrive. I hope you send it to the right place, and I will be needing it. Thank you very much. Mike says you should find and buy a boat and fish for shrimp or something in Florida for a job. Hire Lydia too. That's a cool idea. Lydia likes boats. I can get a shrimp and boat with sails. So Lydia thinks she's sailing, but actually she's working. I can tell her, I can come up with some scheme to make her work on a shrimp boat. All along, she's thinking, oh, look how cool this is. She'll be with her phone like this. Hey, I'm on a shrimping boat. No. Hey, I'm on a sailboat sailing around. But the whole time she's shrimping with me. She's working for me for free. That's a great idea. I should do that. Oh, wow. Why didn't I think of that one? I should do that. Sandra says, oh dear, miss a live event. Hi, Lewis. Hi, Sandra. You didn't miss the live event. I'm still here. I'm still live. You didn't miss it at all. Uh, Gatekeeper has to go. He goes night night. It's too late for him. It's 11:20. He has to go to bed. Or maybe his parents are telling him, "Go to bed, Paulie." So maybe that's what happened. I don't know if I can give you a call tomorrow, Paulie. I mean, I have so many things on my plate, and I only have tomorrow off. So we'll see how it goes. If I forget, I apologize. I have so many things I don't even know where to start, and try to get everything done as much as I can. John K8 says, "Have a great night. Time to hit the sack." Good night, John. Angel Valentino. You're not late. You're just in time. You're not late. Ted Debick. Greetings from Pennsylvania, Louise. Love your show. Todd, is it? Or is it Todd? Toddy? Toddy? I'm also in Pennsylvania. Greetings also from Pennsylvania. Pennswoods. I have news for you, Toddy. My name is not Louise. I'm a guy. My name is Louis, not Louise. Just thought you should know. Toddy. Um, Bob Fleming says, I'm doing okay. How's the Garden State? The Garden State is blooming. That's the thing. A lot of people who are not from New Jersey, or a lot of you who have driven through New Jersey, like from Maine, maybe when you were going from Maine or Canada down to Florida, and you drove down the New Jersey Turnpike, which is also Route 95. You probably think New Jersey is all populated and filled with refineries and smelly this and that. Yeah, New Jersey is very densely populated. But if you go down 95, at any point, if you drive half a mile west, you're going to be in the countryside. Some places not even half a mile. Some places 10 minutes. And you are in the countryside. Farmland, cows, horses, manure, all that stuff. So there's a reason why it's called the Garden State. Although I don't want nothing to do with the Garden State. I work here. Once I'm done, I leave the Garden State for other people. Thank you, Kelly. Kelly is wishing me the first day off in a while. Yeah, the money is good when I'm working all those hours, but it leaves me time for nothing else. I don't have any time. Yesterday I tried to help Spielberger do some editing, and I laid in here and I was going to do some editing. I had a computer on my stomach, and I was going to do some editing, and I passed out. I fell asleep. So I just no time for anything. Pete Moore. Hey brother, how you doing, Pete? Madeline Highland says, you know, Lydia might be watching. Darn it. I didn't think that far ahead. Good possibility. Nobody say anything. If she asks, I never said it. You never heard it from me. Mike Brown, doesn't seem older you get, time goes faster during the day. Yes. For some reason, the time just flies. It's morning, it's break time, it's lunchtime, it's time to go home, take a shower, eat dinner, repeat, and repeat, repeat, repeat. It just seems to go really fast, which is good when I'm working and not so good when I'm off. I want the time to slow down a little bit more. I think, let's say, if I was not with Lydia, let's say, if I was out there out west and I went somewhere and I just decided, you know what, I'm going to be here for maybe 2 weeks. I'm not even going to count. I'm just going to be here 2 weeks. I'm not going to look at the watch. I'm not going to care. I think in that circumstances, time might slow down a little bit more because you have nowhere to go. You just go on at your own pace. So the time might slow down a little bit more. Maybe not. I'm just assuming, but I don't think it does though. I think it just seems to go faster. Keith Graham says, "Hey, hey Keith, your icon is the Phantom." Isn't that right? I used to watch those cartoons. I think it's called the Phantom, but this was a futuristic Phantom from the future. Don Bew, I sure hope you knew Todd because you came across as very rude to him. No, I did not. Todd, if you are listening, chime in, Todd. Tell me if you were offended. If you were offended, I apologize. I was just teasing Todd. I was kidding with Todd. Todd called me Louise, and I called him Toddy. Toddy. Whatever I called Todd. So, Todd, if you felt offended, just tell me, and I will apologize. If not, give me a thumbs up, buddy. Space Ghost, yes. I remember that. Bob Flemings, how do you like your drone? I love my drone. My drone has, it's a multi-purpose tool. Right now, my drone is a tripod. My drone is holding up body over there. So I love my drone. I'll be using it tomorrow. That's one of the tasks I have to do. I haven't used it in a little bit, so I got to make sure the batteries are charged up. If not, I can charge them real quick. And yeah. Ed, I'm not ignoring you, Ed. I'm just skipping over your comments because you're talking to other people. So I don't want to butt in that conversation. It's a private conversation. Do we still have Todd Debick with us from Pennsylvania? Todd, just say something, Todd. If you're watching, just say something. Tell me I didn't offend you. Tell me that you knew I was kidding with you. Tell me that everything is good. Todd. Toddy. It's Louise calling you, Toddy. Say something. James Grimmett says there is a new ice chest that can be used as an air conditioning. The air blows through the ice and is released at the top through a vent hose. I did that 5 years ago, 4.5 years ago. It's a swamp cooler. I did one of those. I don't want to be buying ice. Ice can get very expensive if you're buying it every day. I don't want to do that. Stay tuned for what I'm going to be doing. It might be, couple weeks. Hopefully I'll do it before the end of the summer. So once I have some videos out, then I can do that. So maybe 2-3 weeks I'll have that video out, hopefully, of how I'm going to keep cooling here. So see, hold on, Todd. Hold on, Toddy. Hold on, Toddy. Who said that before? Who said, where is it? Hold on, Toddy. Uh, who said that before? Okay, Dawn Bew. So Dawn, if you are still with us, scroll through the comments and see Todd's response. Oh, there's Dawn. uh, See now, Dawn. Now you're calling Todd Told. It's not Told. It's Toddy. So this is all. It's all good fun in here. This is a clean channel. Nobody's calling names to anyone. This is a clean show. I don't mistreat people, and if I say something that offends somebody, it's not on purpose. Uh, and Toddy keeps calling me. Now he's calling me Louise. Now he changed it slightly, and it says he's enjoying my podcast. It's not a podcast, Toddy. It's YouTube Live. And it's Louis, not Louise. Toddy. Sandra says that she gave Lydia an idea for a live, but it's hush hush mush mush. Really, Sandra? You're gonna keep this hush hush mush mush? Um, you're gonna turn this thing on me? You're gonna turn it? Can't do that. Can't do that, Sandra. You gotta tell me. You can't tell. You can't put ideas in Lydia's head unless you run it past me first. Okay, Dawn. You thought I was offended? I'm confused. You thought? I thought you said. Um, what? All right. I think Dawn thought I was rude. Let's leave it at that. Well, Kelly, I did thought you were a girl too, but then I saw the icon on a guy there with a mustachio, so I figured it was a guy. I did many, oh, I don't know, over 25 years ago maybe. I worked with somebody. I was doing some photography. I was doing children's portraits. I ended up doing it for myself for a short period of time, and then I couldn't really do it for many different reasons. It's very hard. But I was doing it for a company, and I just did it for a short period of time. The pay was terrible. You had to really sell stuff, the portraits to the parents, and I'm a terrible salesman. I'm not pushy. And you have to be pushy and smooth and I'm not like that. So I didn't make much money, and but I did have somebody was going to go with me, or I was going to go with somebody, and their name was Kelly, it's a men's name that it's more of a woman's name, and I thought I was going to have. I was looking around for a woman, to show up, looking around, where's Kelly or whatever the name was, and then there was a guy there, and I'm like, hi, have you seen Kelly? I'm like, I'm Kelly. I'm like, um, hi, nice meeting you. So that is funny. Medomac one says, Eagles, Eagles, fly. You know, I could say a lot of things right now. I'm just gonna hush, hush, mush, mush. This is all I'm gonna say, and let it suffice. Melody, what temp today in New Jersey? Today in New Jersey was very hot. Today in New Jersey was in the 90s, upper 90s, and humid. And over here in Pennsylvania, it's still hot and humid. And tomorrow it's going to be in the hundreds. I don't know if it's going to be in the hundreds over here where I'm at in Pennsylvania, but it's going to be in the hundreds where I was working. So, but then it's going to cool down to the upper 80s, I think, or lower 90s. So, Todd, don't be sorry, Todd. It's all in good fun. Thank you for watching, and thank you for the nice words. And I was just kidding with you, Toddy. That's all I was doing. Dawn is going to bed. Good night, Dawn. I probably should do the same thing. I've been live for 85 minutes, so I don't want to keep you folks bored. Um, I was gonna talk some stuff, but then everybody started commenting, and I want to answer the comments. What's the point of doing a live video if I don't answer your comments? I know sometimes it's hard. I go into more talk, but the point is to try to answer everybody's comments except Ed. Ed knows I have to ignore him, so it's a thing we do. Uh, James Grimmett says, I bought a parrot, a drone. You mean drone? Hopefully you won't drown. I thought you bought a parrot and you drowned the parrot. I'm like, oh! But I realized you bought the drone parrot. And I'm a little nervous to fly it. It costs so much. I envision it flying into a tree or lake. Any new newbie advice? Well, here's the advice. I don't know why you bought it. I don't know if you have a channel or not. When I bought my drone, I had never flown one before, so I went to a park and I spent a couple hours, well, not a couple, until the battery lasted. I had 2 batteries, so until the 2 batteries lasted, I just spent there just, learning how to control it, learning. It's very easy, at least my drone, very easy. I mean, you let go of the controls and the drone just stays there doing its own thing. It won't move. And so if you were, let's say, flying and you think you're going to hit a tree, in my case, I just let go of the controls and it stops. If I'm flying and it has the sensors turned on, then if it's flying towards a tree or a car or a person, anything, it'll stop. It won't go forward. If I have it in sports mode, then it won't stop. It'll just, so you have to be aware of those things. Uh, if you're going to use it for a YouTube channel, the biggest advice that I can give you is, if you bought it to film and you are afraid to crash it, then it's useless. I treat my drone as a camera. I don't treat it as a toy. To me, it's not a toy that I go out to fly for fun. I don't do that. It's to me, it's a camera. The phone could be a camera. I have the phone in different places, or I have my camera in different places. So to me, the drone is a camera that I can position anywhere in 3 dimensions, anywhere as high as 1,600 feet, as far away as 4 miles. So that's what I treat my drone as, a camera. And if I'm afraid to crash my camera, like when I went on a boat, I knew it was going to be hard to land the drone on the boat. I knew it was going to be hard, but I still did it. I still got the drone in the air and I flew it. The trick was to leave enough battery left to try to land it. And as I was trying to land the drone, I explained that in the video, but as I was trying to land the drone, I had it in the not in the sports mode, but in the mode that has all the sensors on. So as I was getting closer to the boat, I'm pushing the lever all the way forward, and the drone is like not even moving. And I couldn't understand. I wasn't understanding why isn't the drone moving? I'm pushing the thing all the way forward, and the thing is like not moving. And then I realized, of course, it has a sensor on. The sensors, so as soon as it detects the boat or me or the sail, whatever, it stops. So I turned that off, and immediately the drone was able to go back and forth. But then you have to be careful, because then it's very sensitive. You just touch it a little bit and just zooms all over the place. So you have to go easy. And once I got it in the right, coming in the right direction with the boat, because the boat is moving, going up and down a little bit, not too much. but it is going up and down a little bit and moving, and then there's the wind affecting the drone. But once I got in the right direction, I was able to catch it. But I had a plan B, like I said. If I couldn't catch it, I had enough battery left. I was gonna fly it to shore. I was gonna mark that on my phone, and then hopefully nobody would go there to get it before me, and I was gonna come back and get it somehow. I was gonna get it, but I didn't. That didn't happen. I didn't have to do that. But my advice is don't. And like in the beginning when I was beginning to use it, I went to film by a river, and I didn't want to be in a shot, so I tried to walk behind a tree, and I slipped. And when I slipped, I fell forward with a control in my hand. When I fell with my hands, I pushed the buttons forward. I must have pushed the button to go up. The drone was hovering above the water just underneath some branches, so when I fell and hit the control, the drone went up, hit the branches, and I thought I lost it because I heard the noise. And when I got up, the drone was still there, hovering all by itself, and the propellers were just scratched a little bit. So don't be afraid to fly the drone. Use it. That's why you bought it. If you crash it, then you buy another one. But if you fly safe, if you fly carefully, there's no reason for you to crash it. It's when you're not thinking, when you rush things, that you might crash it. Angel Valentina Lewis, what time do you come live on Saturday night? I don't know. I would like to give notice, and I have all those emails. Oh, the emails. I got a lot of emails. I'm saving them all up so that I can notify the people that send me the emails, notify them directly whenever I have a new video or a live video. But I haven't figured out how to use it yet. I haven't figured out how to do it. The way I have it set up right now in my contacts, if I send an email to one, it sends an email to all. That's what I want. But everybody's going to be able to see each other's emails, and I don't want that. So I have to figure out a way to send email in mass, but without people seeing each other's emails. And the issue that I have right now with the Rolling Earthship account with Gmail and even with Yahoo is that there's a limit, which I didn't know. There's a limit of how many emails I can send a day. And with Google, I think it's about 100, 150 a day. And with Yahoo, it's a couple hundred more. So, but that's not enough. If I have thousands, that's not enough. I can't notify some people today and some people tomorrow. On how do I divide that amount? I think I have a way to do it through my website, but I need time to do that. And right now, you, but if I don't notify you for a while, just realize that it's going to take time for me to figure that out. And once I do, then I will be notifying everybody ahead of time, or when the video is out. But until I figure that out, I apologize. Lady King says, "Hi Lewis, I'm catching up. So why are you leaving Lydia for 8 months? Happy travels, be safe." I have to leave Lydia because I come to New Jersey to work full time. I live in my van full time, but I don't travel full time. I don't live off of YouTube. I don't live off of donations, even though I got $20 today. Thank you very much. I'll buy lots of Timmys with that. Uh, or maybe not so much because YouTube takes a cut, and I don't even know how much I get. But I work for a living, so I have to work. I have obligations. I don't live off of e-bagging or any of that stuff. I have a full-time job, and that's why I come to New Jersey. So I will work until December, and then come December I will be driving down to Florida, and hopefully in a couple of years I'll be able to retire. Maybe not full time. Maybe I'll just have to work a couple months a year instead of 8. Maybe I'll just work 2 or 3, and then it leaves me 8 or 10 or 11 or 9 months free instead of the other way around right now. Mike Brown says just call all your subs. That's an excellent idea. Everybody send me your phone number, and as soon as the video comes out, I'll call all 11,000 of you. That should only take, I don't know, a couple months. That's maybe more than that. So that's a brilliant idea, Mike. I will do nothing else but just call people. Shelia M, what is the name of the drone you use? It's a Mavic Pro. I wanted to get the Phantom from DJI, the big drone. But then I started thinking, you know what? I can't. I don't have room in here. Where am I going to put it? I mean, the box is like huge. I don't have room as it is. So I got my Mavic Pro, and I put it in a case about this big and about this tall, And in there I have the drone, the control, 3 batteries, extra propellers, and I have everything in there in the small uh, container. So very manageable as opposed to something this big. Yeah, Sandra. Sandra is should I cross my leg? That looks weird. Okay, fine. I gotta stretch my leg. Yeah, Sandra agrees. There's a limit on how many emails you can send. So I didn't know that. I thought it would be easy, but apparently it's not. So Bob, Bob Bendwell or Bob has not the Bob that I know, another Bob. I love my DJI Spark. I didn't buy the Spark because it doesn't have 4K video. It doesn't have 3 gimbal axes, so I wanted to buy something that was very good. It's not as good as the Phantom, but better than the Spark. So I think I picked the right drone. It's very durable, and I can't say enough good things about it. I never lost contact with the drone. I know a lot of knockoffs. I've seen them. People try flying them, and they just go all over the place, and they can't fly them straight, and the gimbal is all crooked. Everything is terrible. Why buy a knockoff drone that costs $300-400 when you can pay a little bit more and get the real thing? That's my take on that. Angel Valentino says, I'm your original fan. How so, Angel? How long have you been subscribed? Angel says you loved when I touched the Pacific and the giant trees. Well, I loved when I touched the Pacific. I had never touched the Pacific before. So that was very cool. And the trees. I don't think Lydia has ever. I think she's never seen. She's never seen the redwoods in person. So maybe one day, maybe if we go out west this coming winter, maybe, I mean, we might be going to the RTR. It's not the end destination. It's just a point of where of different places we are going to. But I would love to go there and meet many of you, and then from there, since we're not going to be that far from California, and Lydia has never been there, I think. So it's just a few more miles. I mean, you're already in there in Arizona. Just drive a little bit more, and we're going to be in California. So I think she would love the redwoods. I didn't camp by the redwoods. I had to try to rush. I did that in 2 months, and I saw a lot of things. But if I went back, I would definitely try to camp by the redwoods. I mean, that's just something I didn't do, something I wish I had done. But there's so many things to see, and so little time at times that you can't possibly see everything. But that means it leaves room for you to go back and see some more, see things that you haven't seen before. Gives you a reason to go back again. You remember the random truck? Yeah. Angel, remember that was I think it was an old red pickup truck. Somebody just dumped that thing in the woods right there by the redwoods. I'm like, seriously? They just dumped the thing here, or somebody stole it or something? It looked like it was just dumped there. I don't know. Maybe some guy drove it there, and that's where he broke down, and that's where he lives now. I don't know. Kelly Gideons says, started watching your videos at your first winter in the van with the buddy heater. That was like 4 years ago. Yeah, because I've been living in the van for 4.5 years. So the winter was 6 months later. So 4 years ago. Yeah. Um, I still have the buddy heater. Still have the same one. Still works. I have it stored in under the bed, but on the backhand side, and I haven't needed because I have my Webasto, but it's there. Actually, Lydia used it, if you remember. No, it was this year. This year in Florida, there was one day it was really cold when we went to the Temp RV show. When we camped for the night, she was really cold, so I had to lend it to her, and she liked it. So good thing I still have it. Sandra says, do a video of you working with the drone since you are so good at instruction. Um, I could. I probably need somebody else to help me film. I don't know if Spielberger will be available or not. Um, Problem is, there's only so many things I want to do, and the time is so limited. So I have to. Usually, I do what I have filmed. That's what I edit. When I say I mean Spielberger and I. But it could happen in the future. I mean, someday I'm sitting here and I have nothing filmed, nothing to film, and oh yeah, Sandra's, that's a good idea. So it might happen in the future. Mike Brown says, I still remember a time Lewis had to plow out the driveway to leave. Yes, that's when I was not living at my house. I still had the house. The house, unfortunately, had been left alone by my ex in the winter. She had moved out of the house. The house was in foreclosure because I wouldn't, once I got separated, I wouldn't pay it anymore. And she didn't pay it either. So the house got foreclosed on, but it took quite a while for that to happen. She could have stayed there another year or more. She decided she wanted to leave, So she left in the middle of the winter. She could have told me, "Hey, I'm leaving. If you want to come back to the house, it's all yours." But um, she left, and either the water pipe that heats the house, that's why she left. But when I got back to the house was completely frozen. There was no heat. There was no propane in there. It was all gone. And the pipe for the second floor in the living room had burst, had frozen, and it broke. And the carpet was completely ruined. Um, Everything that was on the carpet when they left was completely ruined. I had bought a brand new TV, cost me over $3,000. I think it was a 65-inch LCD screen, about that thick, and I'm surprised. I was surprised that she didn't take that TV, since that TV was so big and so expensive. But she took a TV that I had bought when we were separated before. We were separated in 2004 for 4 years, and I waited 4 years for her to make up her mind. And I bought that TV, 32-inch. That was mine, and she took that, but she didn't take the big one. So that makes me think that for one reason or another, she let the pipe freeze. She didn't buy propane, or she didn't, whatever. Whatever happened, when I went back to the house, the pipe was burst, carpet was ruined, the TV was ruined, and I had to take all that out, put everything in the dumpster. I paid $400 to have that done, and then I started cleaning up and selling stuff, and that was before I got my van. And then eventually, in 2014, May, April or May, I forget. I have written down, but that's when I bought the van. I knew I was going to do that, and and I got the van, and then I didn't have heat in the house. I didn't want to go and buy propane, but for the first week, I tried living in there with just battery operated lanterns. And then I realized, you know what? This is not going to work. So I had the electricity turned back on, and I was able to use that to power some tools to work on a van. And um, and that was much cheaper than buying batteries. So yeah, that's um, I was still working on a van even in the winter. So on every weekend when I had time off, that's where I would go. So I had a place that nobody could say you have to leave, because technically that was still my house. So that's why I stayed there. But I was in the summer, I still had my mattress there, so I could still sleep in the house uh, on a weekend, and then during the week I would stay in the van at work. But in the winter, because I didn't have heat, the van was the most comfortable place, and by then it was pretty well done. It wasn't finished, but it was pretty well done. So yeah. Pete Moore, I just subscribed to you. I have been watching you on Lydia's channel. I'm looking forward to learning more about you. All right, cool, Pete. Welcome to the channel. Thank you for coming from Lydia's channel. And I don't live in a camper or RV. That's probably why you were watching Lydia to begin with, maybe. But I think I make interesting videos, even though I don't live in an RV. And welcome to the channel. Um, James says, my wife and I are planning on going west next year. Hopefully, we want to upgrade our motor home first. We have a Class C. We are waiting. We are wanting a Class A. From everything that I know about Class A's and everything that I hear, they're not the best things to have. They're very poorly built. They're underweight capacity, and they just seem to be a nightmare. So unless you have plenty of that, and you just plan on living from RV park to RV park, then. But I think if you want to go out west and you want to live for free on BLM land, I mean, if you have a Class C, it's not as big as a Class A, but you probably can go off road a little bit better than something that's not huge. And you put some solar panels up there, and you're going to be energy independent. You don't have to go to RV parks, and you can go and live out there for weeks or months on end for free, and you don't have to pay anything. I got the hiccups. Kelly says the one video that really showed the struggle of putting an event together was the final video of the solar installation. Well, that was one struggle amongst many. Everybody that has built any type of vehicle, like a van or whatever type of vehicle you have built, you and if you, I'm not talking about just throwing some boxes in there and calling it done. If you actually put some work into it, it is a struggle. I mean, it is fun. I'm not going to deny it. It is fun because you're doing something for yourself. It's something that you're going to live in. That's why I put so much work into my cabinets. You know, each piece of wood was cut. I mean, I cut this with a jigsaw. I didn't use a circular saw because my circular saw, even with a nice blade, was splintering the wood too much. So I did it with a circular saw, and I mean with the jigsaw, and it's pretty straight. Each piece of wood took me a long time to make. I had to cut it precisely for the area that I needed it. Then I had to sand it with three types of sandpaper, and then I cleaned everything nice, and then I stained it. Let it stay for stained, and after 15 minutes I wiped it off. Then I let it dry for 8 hours. Then I resanded it with a very fine grit of sandpaper. And then I cleaned that off again. Then I did 3 coats of Wypon poly. Um, and every 4 hours after it dried, I would give it another coat. So 3 coats of Wypon poly, and I was doing this in the heat of the summer, especially when I was gluing the foam with a glue water spray glue. That stuff is very toxic, and I would have to do it quick and try to get out of the way. And everything is a step. It's step by step, and it's a struggle, but it's fun, and you're doing it because you know this is going to be your home, and that's why I took so long to do this. 2 summers building this the way I want it, and I'm still upgrading once in a while, doing stuff that's better. I'm not changing the way my van is set up, but I'm making things better. So, and then the solar was the next step, and I couldn't do the solar until I had my roof rack, and that cost money, so I had to wait until I had money, and then I had to wait to have money for the solar. But once I did the solar, I was ecstatic. I was so happy because I had my ceiling dotted with lights from Walmart, the ones that have a little switch. You can turn on the switch and the lights turn on. And that was fine. I mean, I had enough light, and it was bright for the first few days, and then it would start dimming and dimming. And then some of my older videos, you can see that it's really dim in here because I didn't have the right lighting, you know. But once I did this, and once I had my own lighting generated by the sun, that was, it's a joy that you can't explain unless you go through it yourself and you build it with your own hands and you put it together and you flip a switch and everything works good, and all of a sudden you have light, and it's powered by the sun that charges up your batteries, and then at night or whenever you need to, you have lights. And another thing that was very joyful was to do this: come to my refrigerator and grab a water, and it's cold, and it could be as cold as you want, and that's from cold with the power from the sun. So the sun makes whatever you want cold, as cold as you want, and and that is something that it's unexplainable. You have to go through it yourself, and and the fact that I didn't have to buy any more ice, it just yeah, it's a feeling you can't explain. So I'm going to drink some of this. I was very thirsty, but I didn't want to drink. This is sparkling water. Oh, that feels better. All right, I'm gonna read the rest of the comments, and then I'm gonna cut this short because it's already midnight, past midnight. Uh, if I burp, it's not my fault. It's from the water. This water makes me burp. So, uh, ex cop George, George, ex cop George, you are an ex cop. I love honest cops. I don't like dishonest cops. So, hopefully, you are an honest cop. I love you already. Thank you for your service. And says, thank you for all you do. Love the flapjacks. Thank you, George. Thank you very much. I'm burping. It's not my fault. Oh. Melody S. Husband and I are big RVers and have a 44 foot toy hauler. Going to Galveston, Texas for 5 days in the morning. So going to bed soon. Okay, Melody. Have a good night. Drive safe. Stay on the right side of the road, and make sure everything is buttoned up and good to go before you start driving. Um, but I wanted you to know I'm a big fan of you and Lydia's channel. Thank you very much, Lydia. I mean Lydia. I called you Lydia, Melody. Thank you very much, Melody. Much appreciated. I'm sure Lydia will appreciate it too. I'll let her know. So, thank you very much. Um, Kelly Gideons, the relief was very evident on your face that all your hard work had paid off, and you had your own self-sufficient. Yeah, it's a feeling that you cannot relay fully until you do it yourself. And when you do it yourself, and you are in the same situation that I'm in, then you're going to be feeling the same thing, I'm sure. When I say you, I mean anyone doing that. Um, I'm sorry, I'm going to be skipping some comments because I want to get to the end. Um, Swiss camper Ronnie Cool. Hello from the French Riviera. 6 a.m. Hey, French Riviera. Swiss camper Ronnie. All the way in France. Cool. 6 a.m. Over here it's midnight and I have to go to sleep and I have to turn the fan on because it's so humid and you can't see it, but I'm so sticky. All right, coming to the last comments. George said he was a good cop. Cool, George. I took all my direction from the big guy in the sky. Love your verse at the end of your shows. Thank you very much, George. Um, I like good cops, and I like cops who don't that don't think they're above the law. The problem arises when a cop thinks he's above the law and he doesn't realize that he works for the people. He's a servant of the people. He should treat the people that they encounter on the street as their boss. They should treat them as they would want to be treated themselves. So you treat people with respect, you get treated with respect back. I know cops have a tough job and they never know who they're going to meet, but a lot of cops have a power trip going on. They think they're above the law, and that's not good for anyone. So glad you were a good cop, George, and glad you were safe. And Swiss Camper, couldn't you do the same job in Florida? No, I couldn't. I could do the same job in Florida, but it doesn't pay the same. New Jersey pays a lot more than Florida, so. And besides, I got a couple more years till I can retire, and I don't want to start all over again. So that's the reason. All right, everybody. I've been on here for 122 minutes, so that's 2 hours. That's 2 hours that you cannot get back. I'm sorry, I cannot give it those 2 hours back. Yes, I do have a fantastic van. It's right above here. So, everybody, have a good night. I apologize if you just showed up, but thank you for coming along and joining me this hot, sticky night in Pennsylvania. And whatever you are, have a good night. Have a good morning in the French Riviera or anywhere in Europe. Good afternoon, probably in Asia. And a good night, good morning over here in the East Coast, a good night on the West Coast, and anywhere in between. Take care, and I'll see you next time. And thank you for all your questions, and thank you for coming to my channel and keeping me company this night. So thank you very much. And now here comes the awkward thing where I have to go across and turn this off. So everybody, have a good night. I have to go to sleep. I'm so tired, but good night, everybody.